I looked quickly at your homework, Meg, and I totally get it that it takes a little while to decide to do the meditating. And it is amazing how quickly 5 minutes really does go by once you commit to doing it. And I think another thing that I learned is setting that timer, because otherwise you're worried if you have other things to do that you're trying to pay attention, how much time went by, and then you don't just get into that relaxation phase. But absolutely, what I do is I put on, I have Pandora on my phone, and I pay $4 or $4.99 a month for it so that it has no commercials. And then I just find there are different meditation stations and things like that. And you can do that and do your timer on your phone at the same time, which works great. There's also a lot of guided meditations on YouTube and stuff like that. So if you want one that's guided, there's apps for it. There's free ones on YouTube. And I think that I like it both ways. If you're not used to doing it and you want that help, then I think that the guided is fine. I personally, I do both. I do both of them. But I think when I want to get myself into that place for riding, I like just going through and working through each, all the way from my feet all the way up, and just concentrating on my breathing, and trying, because that's the feeling that you want to remember when you're riding, that you notice if your muscles are getting tight or tense by accident, that then you can control how you give your aids, because you're a little bit more in control of your body. So, but I love it that you tried it. I love your questions. And I didn't get it organized to get it up on the screen, what you sent me, because I was trying to use this other computer and that did not work. But next week it will work. And then the same, Peyton, when you send the stuff on my phone at the last minute, I can't get it. I need to get it into my computer so that I can get it up on the screen. So try to get that to me sooner, and then I can do that. But and Olivia, you're very quiet. Everything good? Yeah, if you send it through email, then it's already here, and then it's easier for me. I can do it with the phone. It just takes me a couple more things, and I wasn't organized. So, Olivia, did you try the meditating at all? Great. And how? It's okay. How did that work for you? Did you have some success with it? Peyton, did you try the meditating? 5 minutes. When you just commit to 5 minutes, it's funny how you feel like you don't have time, but even a couple minutes of it. Okay. And Carmen is helping. That's great. I love it. Perfect. Perfect. All right. And I hope it's working for you also, Olivia. And how does it change? Does it help your riding? Or do you feel that it even applies to your riding? So, yeah. So, and we all do that. We all do that. That's part of the reason why we need to meditate, is so that you can try to just wrangle that brain in and find that quiet place. That's why you want to, when that happens, just go back and concentrate on your breath. And I think we talked about a couple different ways of breathing maybe a couple weeks ago, but one way that works really well for me, because it doesn't stress you about your breathing, is just the 4-4-4-4. So 4, count 4 in, hold for 4, count 4 out, and then hold for 4, and then count 4 and in. And that's kind of a really easy one to do. Sometimes you can get stressed about counting, like it doesn't feel right, and that's not what you want to do. But it just takes your focus away from all those things that are running around in your head. You can, just every time some people will say, picture those thoughts just as clouds kind of going across, and they float in and they float out. Or you can say, okay, I see you, and then you can send it out. But for me, then that just gets my whole brain thinking about how to get rid of these thoughts. So then I get going down that path. If I just go back and start counting my breathing again and focus on counting the breathing, then those things start leaving. But this is for everybody the biggest thing to tackle. But if you can imagine, if you can overcome it a little bit in your meditations, that's the same focus you're going to be able to start bringing to your riding. And that's really why it's important. So it takes a lot of practice. And one thing that I was thinking about this week, and I actually shared with Peyton, is that word practice is so interesting, because when you think about a daily practice, it's something that you need to do daily and you need to do well. And when I started thinking about it as just practice, like I'm just practicing, that means that it doesn't have to be done perfectly, and I'm just practicing and trying to get better. And when I really thought about the definition of practice, it made me kind of laugh, but it opens you up to whatever it is that you're learning and you're trying to get better at, and you're practicing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, you're meditating, getting stressed at sometimes you make mistakes or your mind wanders or whatever, you didn't get it perfect today. It still is an improvement for not doing it at all, and it will help you to find that place that you really want to find, ultimately, that nice focus and calmness in your riding. So, try to do a little bit, as many days a week as you can make time for, and then start to see what you feel changes in your riding. And I love it that you're trying it.